Good afternoon, everyone. I am Glaiza Mae Castillo, taking Bachelor of Elementary Education, Class 2, Second Year. Today, I will continue the discussion of Miss Annalyn Ferrer. I hope you will learn something and you will listen. DepEd Child Protection Policy. DepEd has adopted the policy to provide special protection to children who are gravely threatened or endangered by circumstances which affect their normal development and over which they have no control, and to assist and concern agencies in their rehabilitation. DepEd Child Protection Policy also is protecting children's rights and their best interests, placing the child as the first priority when dealing with all identified or suspected cases of child abuse, empowering and educating children on their rights, personal safety, and steps steps they can take if there is a problem. In DepEd Child Protection Policy, there have prohibited acts. They are abuse, violence, exploitation, discrimination, corporal punishment, bullying, and other forms of abuse. Child abuse refers to the maltreatment of a child, whether habitual or not, which includes the following. First, psychological or physical abuse, neglect, cruelty, sexual abuse, and emotional maltreatment. Second, any act or deed or words which debases, degrades, or demeans the intrinsic worth, dignity of a child as a human being. And next is unreasonable deprivation of the child basic needs for survival such as food and shelter, or failure to immediately give medical treatment to an injured child resulting in serious impairment of his or her growth and development, or in the child's permanent incapacity or death. And based in this situation on child abuse, my statement is, here at child abuse, we can see how we treat children through bad behavior such as hurting or uttering hurtful words. In hurting a child physically or emotionally, that can be called child abuse. Even if you hurt the child, especially when you did it physically, it has a big impact on children, especially when it's done to them every day. It will be trauma to them till they grow up. They will have fear, especially of hurting them and the unkind words that are uttered to them. So as much as possible, stop abusing children, especially to those who do not know anything in this world, while it is early to avoid and do not hurt children so that it does not affect their aging as well as their minds. And the next is discrimination against children. Discrimination against children refers to an act of exclusion, distinction, restriction, or preference which is based on any grounds such as age, ethnicity, sex, sexual orientation and gender identity, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth, being inflicted by AIDS, being pregnant, being a child in conflict with the law, being a child with disability, or other status or condition, and which has the purpose or effect to nullifying or impairing the recognition, enjoyment, or exercise by all persons or an equal footing of all rights and freedom.
And my explanation and statement in this situation, which is discrimination against children. Children experience discrimination both as a group and as individuals on various grounds such as their national, ethnic, or social origin, gender, language, religion, disability, sexual orientation, or other status. Discrimination is when you are treated differently because of your age in one of the situations that are covered by the Equality Act. The Equality Act has some exemptions. For example, students are not protected from age discrimination at school. It is illegal to discriminate against children or parents because of race, color, gender, religion, age, disability, or national origin. Your state or local government may have added additional prohibitions against discrimination based on marital status, sexual orientation, or some other class.
And the next in discrimination against children is the corporal punishment against children. Corporal punishment refers a kind of punishment or penalty imposed for an alleged or actual offense which is carried out or inflicted for the purpose of discipline, training, or control by a teacher, school administrator, an adult, a parent, or any other child who has been given or has assumed authority or responsibility for punishment or discipline. It includes physical, humiliating, or degrading punishment, including but not limited to the following. And the following are: first, blows such as but not limited to beating, kicking, hitting, slapping, or lashing, or any part of a child's body, which with or without the use of an instrument, such as but not limited to a cane, broom, stick, whip, or belt. Second, striking of a child's face or head, such as being declared as no contact zone. And the third is pulling hair, shaking, twisting joints, cutting or piercing skin, dragging, pushing, or throwing of the child. And the fourth is forcing a child to perform physically painful or damaging acts such as but not limited to holding a weight or weights for an extended period and kneeling on stones, salt, pebbles, or other objects. And the fifth is deprivation of a child's physical need as a form of punishment. And the sixth and the next is deliberate exposure to fire, ice water, smoke, sunlight, rain, pepper, alcohol, or forcing the child to swallow substances, dangerous chemicals, and other materials that can cause discomfort or threaten the child's health, safety, and sense of security, such as but not limited to insecticide, excrement, or urine. And the seventh is drying up a child. Next, confinement, imprisonment, or depriving the liberty of a child. And the next is verbal abuse or assaults, including intimidation or threat of bodily harm, swearing or cursing, ridiculing or denigrating the child. And the 10th is forcing a child to swear a sign to undress or disrobe, or put on anything that will make a child look or feel foolish, which belittles or humiliates the child in front of others. Next is permanent confiscation or personal property of pupils, students, or learners, except when such pieces of property pose a danger to the child or to others. And the last is the others are analogous acts.
And last, my statement, based on my statement and opinion to this situation, corporal punishment against children is, we know that corporal punishment of children is like disciplining them, but we must also know whether the punishment we are administering or disciplining them is right or good if it is not excessive and may affect them. For example, if we notice our parents when we have committed a sin, we will be beaten and told, but it should not be so much that we will be really hurt physically and emotionally. We must be aware, as well as those who are older than us or our parents, that there is also a disadvantage or bad effect of excessive punishment on us. It can affect our minds, especially in children who immediately experience unpleasant punishment. It has a big impact on us as children. We can be traumatized and afraid of things right away. So, if possible, discipline children in a proper way without being hurt, so that their minds will be in order to grow up and not carrying anything, carrying fear and trauma.
And based on my topic today, as a parent who already has a growing child, it has helped me a lot to know right and wrong, as well as what to do and avoid for growing children who must be disciplined. We cannot avoid reprimanding children who give us reason to hurt them through physical and emotional, but we must know the effect and impact it has on them. Be aware and be even more aware. Always consider the consequences of each activity, especially for young children who should not experience such situation as child abuse, violence, discrimination, and bad types of punishment. Dito sa diniscuss kong topic, dapat maging aware tayo sa lahat ng gagawin natin kasi malaki ang magiging epekto at impact nito sa mga bata, lalo na sa mga wala pang alam o wala pang kamuwang-muwang na nararanasan na yung mga ganitong sitwasyon na dapat talaga ay protektahan natin bilang isang magulang o bilang isang nakakatanda na meron tayong karapatan na pagsabihan sila o disiplinahin sila. Walang masama sa pagbigay ng punishment or pagdisiplin sa mga bata, pero dapat hindi yung sobra na makaka-apekto o makaka-damage sa mindset nila na pwedeng magdala o maging trauma sa kanila hanggang sa paglaki. At wag natin ding ugaliin na magkaroon tayo ng judgment or panghuhusga sa kapwa natin sa anyuman nito or sa panglabas ng kaanyuan kung ano yung meron sa kanya, sapagkat nilikha naman tayo na may kanya-kanyang kakayahan at talento at itsura at kaanyuan. So, kailangan lang natin ng respeto at pakikisama at alamin natin yung mga tama, mali, at nakakabuti para sa ating kapwa. Maging aware tayo sa ating pananalita, sa ating kilos at sa paggawa. I hope you will learn something in my report. God bless and thank you so much.